what are fair rates, or how do I charge fair rates? And I think it's kind of funny because I would compare it to, that question is a little unfair when you think about it. What's a fair rate, and putting everything in the same basket? Because it's like those Facebook posts when people ask, do you know a reasonable videographer, photographer? Or maybe you guys seen that with a different service tied to it. But that word reasonable, because reasonable and fair are gonna be different per person, right? If I'm looking for someone to paint a family portrait of me with oil paint and I want it to look realistic, that's gonna cost a lot more than if I go to Busch Gardens and ask for one of those cartoon sketches of me and Meredith, right? It's not the same at all, but they're both paintings of me, and so you can't just throw them all in there. So the way I would almost consider this is think about if you get a paint job. That's a really good example. If you get a paint job, I have a classic Bug in the garage, right? You can get a cheap paint job in most towns for about $500, and it's a cheap paint job. Or you can get something more reasonable, $2,000 to $5,000 for a paint job, and you can go ridiculous on a higher end car and get like a $50,000 paint job. Now, my question is to you, if the $500 paint job is cheap and it looks okay, and then the $5,000 paint job looks good, and then the $50,000 paint job looks amazing and incredible, which one is fair? I would say they're all fair in their own perspective, because I would not spend $50,000 or probably not even $5,000 on my Bug to get it repainted once the time comes, because I know I want to drive it around. I want to use it as a hobby. I'm not gonna baby it. I want it to be used, and it's an old car. I'm not expecting it to be incredible. I just want it to look good, and good is what you get with a $500 paint job. You won't get amazing, you won't get incredible, but you'll get good, and that is what I want, so that's fair to me. So the same thing is true with video. So then you would say, well, how do you charge fair rates? Well, in order to charge fair prices, I have to know whatever you're willing to pay in order to get the results that you want, and that's a fair price. If I charge you more than what you're willing to pay to get the results that you want, that's not fair. If I charge you less or the right amount or more, and I don't get the results you want, it doesn't matter where the price is. It's not fair, because I didn't get you what you needed, right? So the goal with me is I need to meet with you and strategize. We need to find out what your pain points are, what the things are in your business that are already working, like what specifically in your business, in your industry that you're doing, you're like, this works every time, like this is what sets us apart. These are the things. Those are things we will talk about, so then we can know what kind of video asset to build up to make sure that we get results, right? We take the things that have already been working in your business and we make those into a video form. And so we know that it's gonna be a beneficial asset that's gonna work for you for days, years to come, depending on what you're doing and where you're shifting your business. But video lives forever, right? You just put it online, you put it on Facebook, you put it on your website, and it could be there indefinitely. Maybe you wanna upgrade it later, but really, it's an asset that lives forever. So in order to make it fair, right, the thing is, I have to figure out what the video is worth to you, and then I just have to live up to the expectation. So if I charge you $5,000 for a project to achieve whatever strategy we already had talked about, and you're okay with that, and you pay $5,000, now I know this is how much money I have to play with in order to get the results that we had strategized about and to achieve those things. I then allocate that money, deciding whether I need to hire more videographers or an editor or special effects, whatever it is, or if I do it all on my own and I spend my own time on it, I will figure out how to allocate the tools that you've now given me, the $5,000, to make the $5,000 project happen. So when you get your asset back, that you get something that produces results and your business grows. And that's how I charge fair prices. If you have any more questions, just leave a comment below, and I'd love to chat, maybe meet with you, have a one-to-one, or cover some content in the next video. See you next time.